Hey, well, this being when to come back with another video. Guys, I was thinking about this video today because, you can never ever be too conscious of your diet and doctor's visits. I can tell you this, guys, it really trips me out because I remember being a youngster and going to the doctor and having a doctor prescribe not drugs, but prescribe vitamins and would subscribe, you know, healthy living options, changing your diet, exercising more. When did 4 out of 5 doctors and dentists start recommending drugs? You know why? Because they're all in cahoots. Think about this when you go to the doctor. They take you in there, they send you a nurse. A nurse will come and take your vital statistics and whatnot. Then when the nurse takes your vital statistics, then you're sitting in the room for about another 15, 20 minutes. And the doctor comes in, and all he does is actually ask you about a family history if this is your first time. And if you've already told him about a family history, he's beginning to tell you if your blood pressure a little up, a little elevated, if your blood sugar's a little elevated. If you start telling him things that he already knows that you have a family history of, then you best believe it's time to start a prescription of drugs. And it's really crazy because, I think it's a big conspiracy. Anytime a doctor bases your diagnosis and prognosis off of a past family history, you got to ask yourself, how lazy is he? Because just because my mama and my daddy and my grandma and my grandpa have high blood pressure and diabetes, that doesn't mean I have to have it. That's the biggest lie of all. My grandmother and grandfather have it. My dad and mother have it. You know why? Because they're all eating the same foods. They have not broken the matrix. Because see, pork, like I told you in my last video, melanated people, that's one of our biggest detriments as far as our diet. And just non-melanated people in general. When you go to the doctor, guys, the first thing they want to do, and what's so crazy about it, we fall for it hook, line, and sinker. Past medical history. Well, let me tell you something. When they tell you, well, since you got a past medical history of high blood pressure and diabetes, then you predisposed to get it. Huh? What about instead of telling me what I'm predisposed to get, why don't you tell me something like, you know what, since your family has a history of high blood pressure and diabetes, I know that it's based on the diet. I know that it's based on what you put in your bodies. I know that it's based on a lack of exercising because you have to have a good circulatory system in order for your blood to flow to all the vital organs properly. If you don't exercise, then your cardiovascular system is not going to be up to par. You're 78-80% of fluids, water and blood. And so that blood has to be moving, has to have the energy to move. And it doesn't have that energy unless you give it that energy. And so when you go to the doctor and they tell you have high blood pressure, diabetes, isn't it quite remarkable that once they prescribe these medicines to you and you start taking these medications, your diet changes, you start exercising more, and you want to attribute these, positive outcomes to medication when actually it's just you changing your diet and changing your lifestyle. Okay? A sedentary lifestyle is going to precipitate diseases and medical conditions because our body's supposed to be active. And so when a doctor tells you, hey, well, you're predisposed to get it, I think that's disingenuous and lazy. Okay? And they have you sit in this room for 35, 45 minutes to tell you that you may have high blood pressure, take these medicines, prescribe this medication to you. It's bad news, family. Okay? So guys, I wanted to come back with a quick video, and I just want to ask the question. When did doctors stop subscribing good health by changing diet and, lifestyle, opposed to automatically prescribing medications because they're all in cahoots. Okay, so love yourself, family, and don't let someone else dictate your health. Guys, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. In the meantime, between time, God, may the Most High Saudi bring you joy. And being will is out of 5,000.